Welcome to another edition of The Conscious Cougar with Reverend Jillian V. Harris, MSP. I need to warn you, she's not in a good mood today. Okay? You've been warned. Here we go. Oh my God, I almost don't know if I can do this. The day of the announcement, the day after the election, I canceled the doctor's appointment. I canceled the handyman. I canceled my classes for the month of November, teaching mediumship and intention. And for the next 2 or 3 days, I was in mourning. And I'm still kind of in mourning, except for now, it's like I also went into a place of numbness, kind of. Like this isn't really happening, although I know it really is happening. And so as a result of that, because my mom watches the news all the time, almost 24/7. So when I walk into her room and whatnot, into her mom cave, bam, there it is. And I get reminded. And so I've started a really amazing project that I really hope helps all of us who get what's about to happen. We're going to talk just a little bit about what's about to happen. We're also going to talk about how the folks on the right, how could it possibly be that 74 million of them, something like that? It was 70,600,000, something like that for Kamala. But more than that, it was by several million more. Not like a landslide, okay? But several million more voted for Donald. And I don't know if they know about the executions that are going to happen. The number of people are going to be treated inhumanely, like tens of thousands. Do they understand that the real vigor and excitement about this mass deportation thing is that Donald doesn't like people of other colors? I don't know why y'all don't get that. He does not like people of other colors, period. Oh my God. There are huge pockets of Caucasian immigrants who don't have their paperwork together, who are here illegally, pockets of them in different parts of America, but we don't ever hear about that. We only hear about the brown and the black ones. That kind of bothers me. And then the planned executions, and we can talk about that, and I can play you footage of that plan, of that promise, right out of your president's lips. And I say yours because he will never, ever be my president. I am in control of my mind and my heart, and nobody else can control those two things. And so there's that. And we'll talk about that too. I want to talk about how to get past this, but it has been hard. And I've definitely gone through the stages of grieving, the 5 stages of grieving. We'll talk about those. Maybe you've noticed it as well, but I revisit anger too much. And I don't want to. I really don't. But we'll talk about how to have power in what we do as we go forward and to drop the torch, to give up the fight for democracy, for humanity, is not an option for me personally. I'm sorry. That's not what I've learned through Christianity and many other spiritual journeys. No, I've not learned that. Oh my gosh, I have MAGA friends now. Or I'm gonna just call them MAGA associates, acquaintances so far at this point. People that I have encountered, and I actually kind of like them. Nice people, you know what I mean? Encountered them over this journey, getting to where we are right now. But so now the vote has happened, and the vibe feels a little bit different. Definitely feels different for me, but what I notice is how they are treating me now. There's this really interesting thing that I'm kind of grateful for, like I'm noticing more compassion from 2 of them in particular. And there wouldn't have been this compassion if they didn't get the opportunity to really get to know me. And because of that, it's kind of like, the white person who finally meets a black person. And this isn't a black-white thing. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a red meeting a blue and really getting to know that person. And getting to see and learn the values that the blue person has and going, wow, this is a good person. This is a child of God even, you know? Oh, so now the vote has happened, and instead of calling me enemy, evil, and all those things, they're being actually kind of caring about how I feel and whatnot. We will talk about it. But you know what? We have a sponsor today, and we also, I feel, to support the ACLU right here, right now. The ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union, civil liberties, civil rights, specifically upholding the rights made live by the Constitution. The ACLU is a non-profit organization that works to protect and defend the civil rights and liberties of individuals in the United States as outlined in the U.S. Constitution. You want to make a difference? Support the ACLU as they focus on freedom of speech, privacy and surveillance, equal rights, non-discrimination, criminal justice reform, immigration rights, reproductive rights. The ACLU often takes cases to court, and they need our support to keep doing what they do. So go to aclu.org and click on the Take Action button. And then after you do that, take action. And thank you. Girlmojis.com. Listen, this is super cool art on super cool stuff, and the proceeds go to super awesome places. Like if you buy something that's got a Ukraine design on it, proceeds go to a Ukrainian charity. Military and Americana designs, well then you're contributing to American military veterans. And if you buy something with hearts on it, proceeds go to Children's Hospital. So shop for a good cause. Girlmojis.com. That's girl, M as in Mary, O-J-I, S as in Sam.com. I sound angry a lot in this particular podcast. That's because I am, but anger is always just a cover-up for hurt. I'm hurt. The outcome of the election hurt me. And I was just sitting here crying hard and talking to my dad, who some of you may know is on the other side. And I was promising him that I will be careful because I know that there are folks out there who are really hating liberals and folks like me who are like, come on, can't we all just get along? And I was telling him that really all I want is for people to stop treating each other so badly. And I feel like that's all we're in for now. Okay, let's go ahead with the show. I already recorded it, and then this happened, and I thought I would squeeze it in there. All right, then. Hey, first things first. Apologies, you guys. That's the first thing I need to say. Because when the vote happened, I sank. As much as I was desperate to find people and sources of light and optimism and positive, encouraging words, I was equally bummed at myself for not being able to pull it out and be that place for other people. I apologize, but this one really did it to me. It's not the first time that I cried at election results, but it's the first time I think that it actually felt like a death. That kind of grief. Hopelessness. And it took me a minute to really wrap my head around why does it feel that kind of deep. And I want to talk about that. And I also want to talk about other reactions. I'm happy that I'm not alone. Misery loves company, right? But I'm not alone in how difficult this has been. And, there is a part of me that turned off my television for a minute and stopped watching and just kind of wanted it to kind of go away, even though I know that January 20th, which is the inauguration date, things change. He gets the full license to put into effect all the things that he has promised, the vile, the violent, a lot of horrible things inhumane things that he plans for people of color, women, a lot of minorities, because of the, what does he call it? The poisoning of America.
We got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done.
It's interesting. In a way, I want to say I'm honored to be here in this incarnation right now, to be able to fight the good fight, which is what is up now. Because I personally will never, ever give up my democracy. No. If I were younger and still able to make babies, I get that I'm in California, and right now it's okay, but if I wanted to have a safe pregnancy and needed to be in a place where I knew that I would be okay in the event the unthinkable happened or whatever, if I was a Texas woman, if I was a woman in any of those states that have banned abortion, I would find enough money to do this pregnancy in another state, in a place that can actually take care of you. Yeah, a lot of ignorance on that one, and I don't believe that it was properly or fully discussed with America, so that the right, because this is not for women of childbearing age that are the only ones affected by this. All women, all of them. And as I understand it, there are procedures to early detection of uterine cancer, cervical cancer. There are things that are dependent on this genre of medicine that will not be available when the nationwide ban happens. Yes, I believe there will be a nationwide ban. But you know what? It's dangerous to just be pregnant. The people who voted for this do not care about the mortality rate that women face when pregnant. And our rate is not anything to be proud of in America. And then there are states like Texas where the number of women who die in pregnancy is really, really high. And the people talking about late-term abortions are so ignorant. I just want to take out a syllable because they don't deserve 3 syllables on that. They're ignorant. Because if a woman's going to wait that long, till the 8th, 9th month, to suddenly have to endure an abortion to stop the pregnancy for whatever reason, this is not good news. You could put money on this woman has a nursery built. She got a crib already. She may have had a baby shower already. She picked a name already. This is heartbreaking. And there's some deep, awful, terrible medical reason, story why she's got to do this. Oh my God. Not like just all of a sudden, you know what? My belly's just like messing up my clothing and everything. I do not look good like this. I'm gonna just abort it. I don't feel like it. Are you kidding me? Come on. I am supposed to be telling you guys about the 5 stages of grief. Denial is the first one, which I did that. Anger. That's, yep. Bargaining. I definitely said, yo, God, come on. If you could please just hook this up the right way, I will do everything I can to support your goodness, Of course, I'm going to do that anyway. But yeah, you just oh God, please. Oh God. I mean, because this is serious. This isn't just a different opinion winning. This is someone who wants to kill people. This is someone who is a rapist. This is an absolute misogynist. And yes, he's, put that woman in place. But as I understand it from her history, she needs to be where she has been appointed. She's brilliant at what she does. And one of the things that Donald likes about her most, he may not say this, but she knows her place. When he called her up to the microphone on the night of announcing his win or whatever, she got up there, but she's like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I don't. No. And then she called up another staffer to come up and do the microphone part. She doesn't. No. She doesn't do that. So he does not have to worry about her trying to take his narcissistic limelight. So, yes, of course. And I saw somebody on YouTube use that as an example of the fact that he's supposedly not misogynistic. Nah, buddy. Sorry. He's very misogynistic, and we can talk about that in a sec. Oh, Lord. I just had to take a deep breath because I get stuck in the anger thing. And I did the bargaining, okay, and depression. The depression is huge. And the reason the depression is so huge, it's not like, oh, bummer, my candidate didn't win. No, like I said, people are going to die. People are dying. And, there's so much about this where the I told you so's are going to be in chorus across the country. And I really, 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 really believe that the majority of folks who voted for Don did not believe, like they heard him say these things, but they're so outlandish. He's like, they're like, he's an entertainer. He doesn't really mean that. He's not really going to execute the immigrants, or if they are racist like he is, then they'd be like, yeah, well, they need to execute the friggin' immigrants because they're getting all these goodies and stuff, and they're not, the guy, I see this one guy, he's like, America is for Americans only. Let me tell you, this affects me personally because I am half Jamaican. I am half immigrant. I was not born in this country. I was born in England. And I don't want to be English. I gave up my opportunity to have dual citizenship, and I chose to just keep my American citizenship, which happened to me by way of my dad, who is American, born in Virginia. Not the greatest history on racism there. We can talk about that some other time. But in the Air Force, he was stationed in England, and he met my mom, a Jamaican, who was going to nursing school. They got married, they made me, and when I was about 1.5 or so, I looked at them both and I said, yo, we got to get out of here. It snows. Let's go to California. So we came to California. And my mom worked on getting her citizenship pretty much right away. And so in the 60s, she became an American. But to hear Mr. Trump talk, he don't care how long an immigrant's been here. He's going to clear that shit up. Now, how can I say that? There are red people out there right now going, he did not say that. But basically, that's exactly what he said. Let's look, for instance, at the situation in Springfield, for instance, where there's now a small community of Haitians. And that became noticeable because they don't blend in with Caucasian, So these folks have their documents. They've done the work that they were supposed to do to be here legally. And a lot of them are mid-process to be here permanently, legally. And, but so what Donald wants to do and what he's committing to do is going in there and revoking those documents, revoking the permissions. And that way, making it so that they would be then deported.
I can say this, we will do large deportations from Springfield, Ohio.
Yes, he did say that. And all of that hoopla started off of a meme, which we'll talk about more later, meaning that whole Haitians eating cats and dogs and whatnot, complete lie. J.D. Vance admits it. I don't wish what's happening to the Haitians and to the brown folks too. I don't wish that any of this immigration demonization that the folks on the far right are doing on anybody. I mean, on any even Caucasian immigrant. I don't wish this on anyone. It's there's a right and a wrong way to do and be. And this is wrong. And then there's the whole healthcare thing and women not being respected to make their own decisions about their bodies and their lives, and to even be able to control the clock on, if they're in school right now and they need to get their degree and then they want to make the babies, why not allow that then? It's just such a weird thing. And unfortunately, it is going to unfold even further into affecting the entire country of women, as if our health care does not really matter that much. And I mean, it's just seriously, simply dangerous to be pregnant. You need to really make sure all of your support, including medical, is close by when you're pregnant. When you realize, oh, I'm with child. Okay, this is awesome and exciting. You need to also do your due diligence and make sure that you've got what you need in the event that you do need anything. But our pregnancy mortality rate is nothing to be proud of. And then there are states like Texas where the number of women who die in pregnancy is really, really high. And so part of what I'm doing right now is I'm working to make sure that I always have enough money, and I got to figure out, where am I going? Am I going north or am I going south? I think I better go north to Canada. He hasn't closed that border, but I think he's going to close the southern one. So I'll go to Canada, find a doctor in Canada who can take care of me. That's what I'm going to have to do. I mean, I have to budget, but yeah, that's what, apparently. But what about for people who can't do that? Then what? Oh my God. And I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry that I'm frustrated and hurt to be in a country where being a woman is not that important. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But that particular issue should have been at the forefront of every woman's mind. And I get that you were focused on promiscuity and, unwanted pregnancies and whatnot. But, oh my gosh. And then it's going to affect birth control? It's going to affect in vitro fertilization? Are you kidding? So I can't figure, is this pro-family or not pro-family? I cannot figure it out. That's a conflict. And I feel like I'm talking to myself. That's because I am. I'm in this room by myself. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so frustrating, you guys. And I don't want to be upset, but I am. I am upset. And I feel like the folks who voted red voted for murder. I do believe that's what's about to happen to tons and tons of brown people when they go into their mass deportation thing. Testosterone's going to be squirting out their necks. And they are going to not be gentle. They're not going to be respectful. Especially when they've got a leader talk about, when you come back, we will execute you. Like they won't think twice. Boom, you're dead.
Getting them out will be a bloody story. Should have never been allowed to come into our country. If you come back, you will be executed. You will be killed immediately. Not going to be easy, but we'll do it.
I have been alluding to this execution thing. It's pretty insane. It's pretty extreme. And it's vile and it's awful. And it is oh so very Putin-esque and oh so very the guy in North Korea-esque. People that Donald admires. What he says is illegal. Okay, this was September 7th at a rally when he said this. But I gotta tell you right now, I'm reading DOJ policy on deadly force is currently this, and the DOJ, Department of Justice, which Donald wants to disband. or fill with new people who've never done the job or something. Anyway, the DOJ policy on deadly force is this. Law enforcement officers may use deadly force only when the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or to another person. Period. Like, full stop. Okay, so know that. And under normal circumstances, I would say that's not a thing. Okay, then. So then he can't really do that, because he would go to jail or whatever for ordering such a thing or something. Something bad would happen. But didn't the Supreme Court just rule that he can do whatever he wants to do while he's president, as president, if it's a presidential thing? And this would be kind of presidential, that he'd be ordering this awful, horrendous, Hannibal Lecter type thing.
Getting them out will be a bloody story. Should have never been allowed to come into our country. If you come back, you will be executed. You will be killed immediately. Not going to be easy, but we'll do it.
U.S. officials take an oath to the Constitution to not do that kind of thing. I do believe during the inauguration, when your hand's on the Bible and your other hand's up and you're swearing, I'm pretty sure this would be part of... This is what the majority of voters decided would be best for our country. If I can just back up: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, grief. The 5 stages of grief, and acceptance is probably the most important thing, because when you get to acceptance, you're getting to a place where you're going to start to heal. And this is an interesting situation because we are trying to heal because we just don't want to be so broken. And at the same time, we're healing from something that is going to continually hurt as we see the effects of this vote. I feel like we're all on an airplane, and in a minute or so, in a month or two, it's going to land in Russia or North Korea or some other suppressive, oppressive place. And that makes me unhappy, but that's what I feel. That's what I feel. And I feel like the folks who thought it was okay to get on that plane, and we're trying to come on, Democrats, get on this plane. It's okay. We're going to take care of it. You're going to see it's going to be just fine. They're going to be like, oh, damn. You'll see. You will see. I personally miss all the stuff that I was looking forward to if Kamala had won. I've never bought property before, so I was looking forward to getting that assistance to buy a house. As a business owner, yeah, it's been tough. It's been rough. And I appreciated her understanding that a small business owner really goes through it. A lot of people want to think, oh, she owns blah, blah, she must be really rich. No, it takes some wheeling and dealing to make this happen. And no, not rich. I've never even bought a house. So I was really looking forward to that assistance as a small business owner. And as a person taking care of her mom. I caregive my mom and I love it. But we could have used some of that help that she was talking about. And I'm like, dang, really? Donald does not have the sensitivities to talk about those kind of things. And let me go to the MAGA friends or associates, acquaintances that I've made. It's weird because I don't really want to call them friends because they have made a vote that is against me personally. Damn. So what do we do, you guys? What do we do? Well, one of the things is the acceptance. Like I said, you want to get to where you assess the situation and realize what we're dealing with and where we are right now. And one of the things that's really frustrating for me is that the MAGA people have not seen or heard the things that you and I have seen and heard that played into why we made the vote that we made. And I want to say, because then I've got another friend on the blue side who's just like, yeah, but they don't get a pass on that. They could have easily gotten this information. They could have done their due diligence and found this information. For instance, Trump is like, come back and we will shoot you on sight, like instantly. Like, I'm not using an exact quote, but everything I just now said is exactly precisely what he meant. So, and this is what you voted for. And this is where we are, where there's going to be that kind of blood on our soil. And you're okay with it. You must be. And don't get me wrong. The immigration thing is a thing. It's absolutely a thing, and does need to be dealt with. And the Biden administration tried, but Don wanted to run on this. This is his thing. He's running on this now, and I understand that they're actually trying to calm him down from, talking about shooting people. And, 5 years ago, he was talking about how shooting immigrants in the legs so that it'd slow him down and all that stuff. Oh my God. Well, he's back now. Now he's like, execute. He's using that word. We will execute you. I believe in keeping everything in context. I believe in actually looking for the source of information to see if that really happened, what people are saying. But I unfortunately don't believe that about 73 million Americans did their due diligence to really determine whether the person that they were voting for was actually a healthy choice for this country. And now we've got shit to deal with. Oh my God, I have to go. I'm so sorry, not sorry. But I really did want to share some things about what to do to relieve yourself of the stress and the anxiety. And unfortunately, this is something we're going to have to manage over time here. This is the beginning. We haven't even gotten started. I mean, he's revving up, putting crazy people in positions in the White House, folks who have no experience at whatever. Anyway, and I will never, ever, I'm in the market for a car right now. It will not ever be a Tesla. Just saying. But stay close to your friends. Communicate with supporters, people who are on the same side so that you can have that camaraderie, that solidarity with others who are about humanity and about the true goodness of America. There are ways to do things, and there are ways to not do things. Oh, wait, before I go. Oh my God. Okay, so I've been saying to you guys about the PSYOP thing, right? A psychological operation where a source, most likely outside of this country, but we can do it from inside this country too, would do things, hack stuff, create memes and whatever else they need to create and get it out there into social media through a number of different ways and channels to adjust the minds and ultimately the vote of people in this country. Russia acknowledged that it was doing that. And high five. You did a damn good job. My goodness. You knocked it out of the park. And a bunch of people ate it up. Okay, but so look, as I have had these discussions with folks who are voting red, and they're trying to convince me to go red, and I'm like, no, I'm blue and I'm cool. And then I would say, but how can I vote red when he said this? Here's the link. And they had never seen that before. I'm like, when he said that, here's the link. And they'd never seen that before. I'm like, what do you mean you've never seen that before? And then you know what? This one guy sends me a link to Donald at a podium, like in a church or something. And he's like reading scripture. And I want to say too, he is staying tight and close to the teleprompter, okay? He's on that. He is not straying from the script on this. But I'm still like, what? And I wrote the guy back, I'm like, that That's an anomaly. Like a once in a lifetime, but that's the kind of stuff those folks were seeing that helped incite the excitement from the evangelistic, the very religious folks. They were like, this is a man of God. This is the one God chose. This is probably the Messiah returned, Well, I'm going to tell you this. The Messiah, or anybody of God who would like a God that would send a Jesus, oh my God. I just in my mind, I'm trying to find the words to compare Jesus to Donald Trump. There's just no way. Okay, the kinds of words that come out of Donald's mouth, the kinds of intentions that he has, the kinds of ways that he feels about people, the way he constantly puts people down. How is that at all Christian? Okay, I have to go now. I have to go. Okay, I have to go. I gotta meditate. I need to woosah. I need to breathe. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe it's happening. I can't believe it. I can't believe that this is where I live. And so, yes, there are people who are trying to unfriend, defriend, disconnect, sever the cords between themselves and folks who voted for this man. And I feel now that the division is deeper now than it ever was. And as stuff starts to happen, when the recession sets in within the first 6 to 12 months of his presidency, when he sucks up everything out of Social Security, I don't dare stop working right now. Because I don't trust him. And God forbid we jump into another pandemic of some sort. We saw how he was last time. I don't believe anything he has to say, nothing. So there we are. So I kind of feel like we don't have a responsible guardian when the next administration starts. It's just bullshit. Instead of being what it should be, it's just bullshit. Gosh, I'm sorry. Not sorry. Okay, I gotta go. I genuinely have to go now. But thank you so much for listening, and I'm sorry that it was like this today. And I hope that I'm able to find a way to be light. Because I don't think I did it here. I meant to, but I don't think I did. You are always invited to comment or reach out to me for any reason at theconsciouscougar@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at theconsciouscougar. And I thank you so much for being here. Click the follow button so that you are made aware whenever I drop one of these. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time. I'm Jillian Harris, The Conscious Cougar, over and out.